The top stories: lawyers threaten legal challenge to solid waste tax as more organizations voice fury. The 18 are announced for the Calypso semis. And World Cup. What World Cup? Get ready for the CPL. Welcome to Nation News for Thursday, July the 10th, 2014.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your news, your time, your way.
The contentious solid waste tax has spurred a new flurry of statements from business groups, including the Hotel and Tourism Association and the Chamber of Commerce, and the threat of a legal challenge from the Bar Association, in a wave of criticism that will pile further pressure on the government to reconsider the tax. The hotel sector has complained that it will bear the brunt of the new levy, which is based on land values. As such, President Sunil Chatrani said the highest value lands are usually beachfront parcels, where 99% of hotels are located. Mr. Chatrani said the tax is a further deterrent to investment in an industry that is already experiencing very low returns. The Chamber of Commerce said it understood that government had to raise revenue and reduce costs, but expressed the business sector's concern about the basis used for calculating the tax. It put forward proposals for easing costs, including allowing businesses to offset the tax against long outstanding debts. The Bar Association questioned the legal basis of one area of the Revenue Authority's handling of the tax and threatened a court challenge. That relates to the withholding of land tax certificates until the solid waste tax is paid in full. The Bar Association has won the backing of the Barbados Labour Party, with leader Mayor Motley describing the agency's policy as bullying, while fellow MP Edmund Hinkson, a lawyer, said a lawsuit was imminent. Those who watched Wednesday night's Nation News would have seen dramatic pictures of that terrible fire which destroyed 5 homes and damaged 3 more at Richmond St. Michael. Residents have also been praising some terrific public spiritedness as neighbors tried to save what they could, even as some unsavory incidents took place, including attacks on 2 police officers. Well, aid has started to come in for the displaced residents. The City North District of the Seventh-day Adventist Church has been distributing toiletries, clothing, and food. Pastor Dale Haynes said church members were asked to assist during a service on Wednesday night, and many of them responded favorably. So Hilary Beckles says UE has placed a special focus on ensuring that Barbadian students already enrolled at KPhil continue with their studies as they prepare to pay government-mandated tuition fees from the next semester. The KPhil principal was speaking at a conference of the Association of Caribbean Higher Education Administrators. He said, however, that more needs to be done to ensure that all have access to quality education.
The question the university has to answer, and all institutions, all of those bright little children in those poor households, what are we doing for them? Are we letting the country down by not finding a way to bring those children into education? We have to ask those questions and take responsibility for them.
Still on the tuition issue, student leaders from KPhil and other campuses of Mona and St. Augustine have held a news conference to discuss the funding implications of the new fees. President of the KPhil Students Guild, Damani Paris, said government should lobby the commercial banks to ensure that the education loans on offer are reasonable. He said government intervention was necessary since it was the tuition fee policy that was causing financial challenges for students.
The most vulnerable persons in society, 72% females, persons under 30, making 60% of the student body. How exactly these persons are supposed to find the financing, the loans, and have the ability to continue to fund their education with a year's notice on this policy?
All Stars Calypso tent may have lost some big names this year, but they have still landed 6 contestants in next week's Pick of the Crop semifinals, the same number as the big show. From All Stars, Aziza, Cher, the announcer, Danella, Kid Sight, and Miguel. From the big show, Adonijah, Biggie Irie, Classic, John King, Mikey, and Serenader. Headliners will have Blood, Adrian Clark, and Crystal Cummins Beckles. Experienced Ent will be represented by Apache and Billboard, and from the House of Soca, Sammy G. Let's hear now from this first-timer, who is also a finalist in the Junior Monarch competition.
Being the youngest in the competition, I worked very hard into being in the competition. I had the house backing me, music rehearsals, stressful nights, having attacks, some proper attacks. I worked my way through, and I would like to thank the House of Soca team for pushing me.
In more crop over news, the NCF has officially launched the First Citizens Bridgetown by Night Heritage Walk. The event, now in its third year, is a direct response to the designation of historic Bridgetown and its garrison as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This year's walk will take place on Sunday, July the 20th from Princess Alice Highway to Cavens Lane. Time to eat now, and a chance to join 60 youngsters who've just completed a certificate course at the Hospitality Institute in cooking, bar technology, and food and beverage service. A requirement of the community college program from which the students will graduate on Saturday is giving back. And on Wednesday, they showed off their skills during lunch at the Palm Marine Hotel for specially invited guests. The training was made possible through a grant from the Diageo Foundation. In sport, as the World Cup winds down, it's time for the Caribbean Premier League. Cricket, we're talking about, it starts on Friday at 2 p.m. in Grenada with the Guyana Amazon Warriors taking on the Antigua Hawksbills. Jamaica Talawas are the defending champions, you may remember. The first match in Barbados is on Wednesday, July the 23rd. The highly anticipated showdown in the Silver Hill Road Tennis Tournament between two-time king Mark Venom Griffith and the attacking Antonio Daniel comes off on Friday night at the Silver Hill courts. Using vicious serves and smoking smashes, that's what it says here, Griffith defeated Julian Snake Quimby to advance. The returning Charles McEnroe Griffith will face Julian Michael Jackson White after Griffith brushed aside a gutsy Dwayne Hope. And finally, this one comes with parental guidance. A 17-year-old boy from the United States is facing felony charges in a sexting case. But that's not the worst part. The boy's lawyer told the Washington Post that he may be forced to show his erection to the local police. The suspect from Virginia faces 2 charges for manufacturing and distributing child pornography after exchanging sexually explicit photos and videos with his then girlfriend, who was 15 at the time. The girl whose mother filed the complaint has not been charged. Police apparently need to see pictures of the teenage boy's erect penis to compare it to the pictures on his phone. The newspaper suggests that prosecutors and police may go as far as to bring him to a hospital for an injection to see, the full Monty. And that's it for Thursday. Get your Nation News in Friday's Weekend Nation on our website nationnews.com, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.